Hello everyone, this is the Mediocre Beast and today I am going to review Mewtwo from Jazwares Pokémon Select Trainer Series 5. Mewtwo, the iconic Pokemon from Gen 1, and I have it on my hands finally. I'm so glad that I got this figure, and I'm so glad that Jazwares is keeping on releasing really good action figures from Pokemon. The Series 5 features Suicune, Tyranitar, Charizard, and Mewtwo. I already have the Charizard from Series 1, and I've recently gotten all three of them from Series 5, so I have the complete series here, and you should watch my other videos on my channel, and you're going to find out all the videos of this series. So about the packaging, there's nothing much to say. This looks really premium quality, really good quality packaging. It's going to look good on your shelf. But I'm not the kind of person who keeps the figures on their shelf. I'm going to unbox it and show you what's inside. Oh, before I unbox the figure, let me quickly show you the box of the other figures from this lineup. I have Mewtwo, I have Suicune, and I have Tyranitar, along with Charizard that I got from Series 1, that was re-released with Series 5. So here's the entire Series 5. I got these figures for $30 a piece from GameStop Canada, and I think that was a really good deal, so I got all of them. So I'm not going to keep you waiting any further. Now I'm going to actually unbox the figure and show you what's inside. Boo! So here's Mewtwo out of the packaging, and oh my god, this is such a beautiful, such a well-made figure. I mean, I can't express in words how happy I am with this. It's beautifully done. It's a piece of art. I'm just being honest here. It looks amazing. Like if you are a childhood fan of Pokemon from the Gen 1 series, even if you are not a Gen 1 fan, still you know who Mewtwo is, like how popular this Pokemon is, and how rare it is to get a Mewtwo in the game. So this iconic Pokemon, they just took it out of the screen and put it in front of us in physical form. That's what it is. It's beautiful. The paint, the color scheme, everything looks crisp, clear, and just perfect. It's perfect in every way possible. See how the paint for the eyes came out. You know, it looks so nice and so accurate to the anime, to the Mewtwo movies, and the overall figure. It's really articulated, highly articulated. In fact, like I didn't expect it to have so many articulation points. So I'm really pleasantly surprised, and like I was saying, this just took me off by surprise, and I'm really happy that I got this Mewtwo. It's a really well made figure. Now let me show you the articulation on this one. So you see the head here, it's connected to this thing. I never really noticed that Mewtwo had this kind of a thing. I never, honestly, I don't recall Mewtwo having this, but it's a this piece, it can be taken out of the back of the head. So when you do that, you get more flexibility to move the head, and you could move it 360 degrees. You could move it up and down. The articulation is very nice here. You have quite a good range with the head. But the problem is that when you have this thing, this uh, nerve or whatever that is Mewtwo has on the back of his head connected with his spine, that restricts the movement of the head. So now that you have it here, uh, you are not able to look up as much. You could look both the sides, but still, you see, when you try to look the side, it just takes you back to a more neutral position. So that's one minor problem that I have. You could potentially have it not inserted all the way, but just keep it here, and that way maybe you could pose it for your photos. and nobody would know that you don't have it all the way. So that's one workaround how you can move the head. Other than that, the head articulation was pretty good, and like I showed you already, the paint on the eyes is so nice. You see the purple eyes of Mewtwo. You can even see the nostrils of Mewtwo here. All the little details on Mewtwo's head. It looks absolutely beautiful. The ear or the horns over here, it's pretty hard plastic. So yeah, don't hurt yourself while handling this. So Mewtwo has articulation on the near the rib cage. So the chest moves. You could move it quite a lot, and you also can move it this way back and forth. So that's a good thing. The hand has really nice articulation. See, it's on a joint here, so it moves. It has pretty good motion. You even have a joint here, a cut here on the arm that you can move the arms. Then you have double jointed elbow here, so Mewtwo could like really bend his arm here. You see, so that's pretty cool. You have joints on the wrist, so you could move the wrist. That's another nice to have. See, it's a little bit tight on my Mewtwo, but yeah, there you go. But the most interesting part, it has articulation on the fingers. On each of the three fingers, all of them are individually articulated. So I really like that they put the effort of having that articulation on the fingers, on each of the fingers. I mean, really, just ask yourself, if they didn't have this articulation on the fingers, if it was just a solid piece of a hand, and if it had no articulation, wouldn't you still buy it? You would have still bought it, right? I would have. I know I would have. So I'm just really happy that they they went through the trouble of adding these individual pieces and making the fingers have articulation. They could, and they did. They could have not have the articulation on the fingers, but they still chose to have that here. So thank you, Jazwares, for not being a cheapskate. So the same thing on the other hand as well, same kinds of articulation. Mine has a small little issue here on the arm. It's a little loose, but nothing major. I can live with that. It's not a big problem for me. There's articulation near the waist, so it also has good range. You could turn Mewtwo fully, like on a 360 degree, but that's not what we're going to do, of course. But you can do that if you wanted. The leg has really great articulation. You see the leg joint here, it gives you quite a lot of range. Then you have a joint here and here. So I don't know, like, if this is the knee, you have double joints here, so you could have Mewtwo in really dynamic pose using these joints. So you could manipulate Mewtwo into really nice poses. So you also have joint on the finger, on the on the toes of Mewtwo. So that is also really nice to have. So of course both the legs have the same kind of articulation. Then in the end, you have the leg. I'm sorry, you have the tail here. The tail here has bendy wires inside the tail, so you could potentially have it be posed any way you wanted. You could straighten it out. You could curve it. You can play with it. And I'm not going to do that because I don't want it to have a weird shape. So I'm not going to pose it way too much. I'm probably going to have it this way most of the time. So that's what I'm going to do. And if you are trying to stand Mewtwo up, because how heavy the tail is, Mewtwo could fall down, so that's an issue. So you'd have to use the tail as a counterbalance so that Mewtwo can stand upright like this, you know. So you see what I did here? I used the tail as counterbalance. So that's what you'd have to do because of how heavy the tail is. You won't be able to have Mewtwo this way unless you use the flight stand that Mewtwo came with. So this is the flight stand that we got. It's just three pieces that you have to assemble to set up the flight stand. So you have the two arms of the stand, and you have the base. So you joint these two arms over here, and then you have the arms go inside the base. So there you go. Now you have the flight stand. So Mewtwo here, Mewtwo has a hole on the back here, just right here, that you can use to get the flight stand working. The issue with mine was that I was not able to uh, stick it up properly inside Mewtwo. This doesn't go. This doesn't go all the way, so I'm not being able to use the flight stand properly. I'm gonna have to figure it out how I can use the flight stand. But you do get one, and if you know how it should work, let me know in the comment section, because I'm not being able to get it all the way through. So I don't know how I'm gonna make this work. Anyways, I'm gonna figure it out anyways. But still, if you have any advice for me, do leave a comment. I have shown you the accessories that Mewtwo has. That's just the flight stand. I've shown you all the articulation and how cool Mewtwo looks. But now you might be asking how big it is. So I'm going to show you the measurements of the Mewtwo, and I'm also going to show you comparison with the other figures from this series. So Mewtwo here, Mewtwo stands about 6 inches tall, as you can see, slightly over 6 inches in fact. And if you measured uh, on the around the body and around the legs, the Mewtwo is about 3 inches wide. But if you have the hands spread apart, then Mewtwo is around still 6 inches wide. So yeah, basically 6 inches tall and 6 inches wide. uh, if you flatten out the tail all the way through, then is Mewtwo is just slightly over 9 inches. I can see here Mewtwo is, yeah, around 9 inches, slightly more than that probably. So that's how big Mewtwo is, and I think that's a really good scale. That's compared to the other figures from the trainer series from Jazwares. I think the scale is absolutely spot on. They did a really good job. So here's Mewtwo alongside the other figures that were released on Series 5, Tyranitar and Suicune right here. This Charizard was also released with Series 5, even though I got this when it was released at first on Series 1. But still, with the Charizard here, it completes the entire Series 5 lineup. And just tell me, doesn't it look beautiful? I'm really pleased with this entire lineup. That's why I got all of them. The colors are really nice. The articulation is wonderful. And if you want to check out how Tyranitar and how Suicune looks, check out my channel. I'm going to be uploading their reviews soon as well. But for now, I think you can see how beautiful they all look together, and the scale is perfect, I think. Let me know in the comment section what you think. But in my eyes, if you want my opinion, I'm just really happy with this entire Series 5. They released a solid winner here in my eyes. So this is a beautiful lineup to have. I got this Mewtwo for 30 Canadian dollars from GameStop Canada, and I think it's a really good purchase. It's well worth the price. The box was really nice. The packaging was fantastic. I don't collect my figures in their boxes. I keep them outside. I'm not an in-box collector. But if you are, I think you're going to really like to have it displayed on your collection because the box looks really nice. And if you are like me, if you want to have it outside of the box, then you're going to be loving it even more, I guess, because it has such a high posability. It has so many articulation points. It's going to be really fun to play around with and to pose it around and take really nice photos. So I think it's going to really please you. The paint is really nice. Articulations are nice. Build quality is really nice. I really don't have anything bad to say about this figure. So I think I'm going to give this a 4.5 stars out of 5. That's how much pleased I am with this. And I'm really glad that Jazwares is keeping on releasing this kind of really good action figures for us Pokemon fans. If you are a Pokemon fan, if you are not a Mewtwo fan and just a general Pokemon fan, still I think you should have this in your collection because it's going to look really nice on your display. Just think about it. It looks beautiful here. So it's going to look really nice on your display. Even if you're not a Mewtwo fan, you should get this. And you should get this before the scalpers hog all the collection that they can and charge you $100 on eBay for this. I think you should get it now, because $30, it's nothing, compared to the quality that you're getting. So whatever price it is available for in your region, you should get it as soon as you can before the scalpers get them. So that's my opinion. I know you could have different opinions, so please let me know in the comment section if you agree, disagree, or whatever other feedback you have for me. And before ending the video, I'm going to quickly request you to subscribe to my channel, because I'm a new YouTuber and your subscription means a lot. It's going to motivate me further to do better work in the future. So do subscribe, do hit the thumbs up button to motivate me, and I'm going to be uploading some more videos soon. So please stay tuned. So I'll see you next time. Until then, take care, goodbye, and thank you for watching my video.